I'm really horrible with intros, so I'm going to keep it short. I'm a college student with a crippling hoarding disorder. I collect video games, CDs, cassettes for some god-given reason, vinyl records, paperweights, and even hentai. Like, seriously, I feel bad for which one of my kids I hate the least to inherit my collection. But amongst all the trash I have accumulating in my room, vinyl records definitely take up the majority of my space. I have a acquired taste in music. A good example of that would be that Jethro Tull takes up this much room on my shelf, and I think these two are a 10 out of 10. Within the past year, I spent the majority of my minimum wage bank account on overpriced wax and nearly bought out the local record store on record store day. And since it's November, it wouldn't make sense just to talk about this one thing I bought this month, so why don't I reminisce and regret all the purchases I've made throughout the past year. These are all my vinyl record pickups for 2020. And the rest of this video is going to be ad-lib and off the dome, so bear with me as I stutter and probably curse a few times. Okay, so Discogs really doesn't let me go to see the exact date I bought something. It just says about a year ago, so I'm going to assume I got these this year. But yeah, so I'm just going to burn through them real quick because there's really not anything super notable here. So we got Destiny's Child, The Writings on the Wall, God Bless the Go-Go's, trying to fill out the Go-Go's collection. There's only 4 albums. Yeah, this one's not, this is the last one. This one's really not that good. There's only like a couple songs on here. I think the dude from Green Day was on one of these songs, or he wrote one of the songs. We got Mamma Mia, the original Broadway recording, I'm assuming. We got Nirvana, In Utero, Nirvana Nevermind. I'm holding it like this because like I'm right-handed and I'm trying to balance everything at the same time. Whitney Houston, Whitney. Now this one's a hidden gem. Taylor Dane, Can't Fight Fate. This is some good 80s pop. Definitely some bangers on there. And then we got the CD single of Mark Anthony, You Sang to Me. This song is a banger. Dang, they got like different versions on here. How many tracks is this? The remix radio edit, the album version, and then I got a Spanish and a Spanglish version. Damn, they really went the whole 9 yards. Okay, so we're finally getting into the records now. Okay, so starting off, we got Jesus Christ Superstar, and I actually have a really funny story about this because I got it at one of those church sales. I just find it funny because this album is anything but like about like praising Jesus. And here's the inside of the, because it's a play, so here's the inside of the playbook kind of thing. But what I thought was kind of funny, or what came with it, is that they actually like typed up the lyrics on a typewriter for some reason. I don't know, maybe they were reenacting it, or but yeah, as far as the like album goes, I really like Jesus Christ Superstar. I haven't watched the movie or any other recordings of it, and then here's just like another book with some notes on it. I can't really read cursive. All right, so there's no escaping it. The beginning of the year, I'm trying to get every single Jethro Tull album on vinyl that I could possibly get, except for like the 90s ones because those are like $200 each. So we got Crest of a Nav. The thing that really threw me off about the original vinyl versus like the CD reissue is that they switched the order of the songs around and they added the bonus track, Dogs in the Midwinter in Between, which really throws me off because that song slaps. And whenever I listen to the actual album, it's just missing. It like messes up the like track order in my head. So we got Broadsword and the Beast. This album's alright. This and the Crest of a Knave before it were both like Jethro Tull synth heavy albums. Yeah, and for the next one, there's like this, it's not like a chain of record store, it's just like this like independent ran record store. And when I walked in, they literally just had this on the new arrival shelf, and I was like, what the hell is that? And then when I opened it up, the label was completely blank. So I was like, Jethro Tull I've, like I gotta take this home and figure out what it is. And when I played it, it turns out it is the entirety of A Passion Play, my favorite Jethro Tull album, live. And the live performances of that are really harder to like find recordings of. Yeah, overall, I'm super psyched to be able to have found this, and apparently other people on Discogs have like similar versions of this. I should say they definitely don't have this crayon drawn cover art, which I just thought was hilarious. And for like $12, like there's no way I wasn't gonna take a chance on it. Okay, so next up I got another small stack of CDs. I'm kind of just gonna going like back and forth in between the shelves because like the CDs are easier to pick up. I just don't want to have like a big stack on my lap. Yeah, again, half-price books. Found Dirty Dancing live in concert. I thought this was really interesting because you never really see people do a concert for like a movie soundtrack, and it has all the original performers that like for the soundtrack like on it, and they all do their songs. And I'm gonna do myself a favor and not disclose where I work, but let's just say I found this Target, the Red Room album at work, and I don't work at Target. So when I found this, I showed it to my manager and she was just like, huh, well, we can't sell it, so you just want it? And I was like, yeah, sure. There's nothing of note on here, except if you're a Flyleaf fan. My girlfriend got this for me, an introduction to Jethro Tull. It's just those small little greatest hits. It has some different choice of songs compared to like other Jethro Tull greatest hits. Like they chose Bungle in the Jungle and Songs from the Wood. This next group of records was part of like a little challenge I did for myself sort of halfway through the year because like I hit a slump where in listening to music where I couldn't find anything new that I liked. So I went to the record store and I basically just bought like anything with a cool cover or anything that would kind of catch my eye but I never listened to. You know, I was basically taking a chance on a lot of stuff. Yeah, so this is what I got. Miami Vice soundtrack. There's some pretty good songs in here. I've never seen the movie. Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. There is a really good song in here. I wish they didn't take it off Spotify because it's definitely something I would like to listen to just anywhere else but my record player. Yeah, Don't Get Stopped in Beverly Hills by Shalimar. That song slaps. New Attitude's pretty good. Neutron Dance. I know all these aren't exactly original to the soundtrack, but yeah, in the movies, it's Beverly Hills Cop. And then next up, we got Meatloaf, Dead Ringer. I love Meatloaf's early stuff, but I saw it and didn't have it. It was for a reasonable price. Now, when I said I picked stuff up because I thought the cover was cool, this was kind of the thing that kind of started it off. It's Steezo Crazy Noise. I've actually never gotten around to listening to this. I don't know. It was just kind of one of those things where it was like, I had to have it. Like it was $1 because on the back they got like the jacket is the mail order form for their merch. That's just cute. Next up, we got Jefferson Airplane, 30 Seconds Over Wonderland. The toasters remind me of that Windows 95 screensaver. I think this is a live album. I never really got into Jefferson Airplane, and I should probably listen to this again. Starship, not Jefferson Starship, just Starship. I really like Starship's albums, and I need more of them. But yeah, there's just so many different iterations of Jefferson Airplane. I'm pretty sure there's more iterations of Jefferson Airplane than there are iterations of Avatar 1. Ooh. Hit my hand on the edge of the table. That is not fun whatsoever. Next up, we got Mike Oldfield, Airborne. I picked this up. It was also part of that challenge I had. I picked this up because it looked really prog. It looked like a Roger Dean kind of like album art. And it's a bunch of like instrumental, like ambient music, which is fine. I don't mind that kind of stuff. I think he also did the theme song for The Exorcist. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, this is like good stuff to have in the background when you're like cleaning or something. I definitely want to pick up more with his albums just to see like what he's all about. It's like look like this is gonna be a banger prog album, but I got some pretty chill ambient music, so I'm happy either way. Next up, we got the American Gigolo soundtrack, American Juggalo soundtrack. I've never seen the movie, and I think it's the I think this is the movie that featured "Call Me" by Blondie. Yeah, it was like the main theme from Call Me. And that song slaps. So I saw that and I was like, well, you know, everything else in here's gotta be pretty good. And there's some good stuff on here. I remember Night Drive. Next up, we got Stevie Wonder in Square Circle. I really like this album a lot. It's got Part-Time Lover on it, Land of La La, Stranger on the Shore of Love. Yeah, this album's just really good. I never really got into Stevie Wonder's earlier stuff. I more so know his like 80s era stuff. The other album, the one that has Dark and Lovely on it, it's the one where he's holding the clay mask. Yeah, that's it. That's the other one I want to get. Because, okay, so I should probably explain this before I start getting too much into it. But the way how I stack my, or put my records away in these sleeves is that on the back, I put the records so it's easier to get in and out. And then behind it, I'll put like the booklets that come with it. And I wanted to show this because they did Stevie Wonder so dirty. Like, look at this man's signature. They did him so dirty. Like, they couldn't have had someone else pen it. They had to do him like that. And this lyric book is really nice. There's some really cute ass pictures of Stevie Wonder. Like, look at that. Yeah, this is definitely like a must have. Okay, so next up we got Jim Steinman, Bad for Good. I think Meatloaf was sick when he came up with this fire ass material, so he just said, fuck it, I'll sing it myself. So yeah, this is supposed to be a Meatloaf album. I don't know, he just had the urge to put it out just right away. But yeah, I really do like Jim Steinman's voice on this material. Most of these songs were either reworked into stuff on Bat Out of Hell 2, or they were later used for the Bat Out of Hell musical. But the reason why I have not one but two of them is because I'm trying to find, well, it's because why not, like, but I'm also trying to find the 7-inch EP that goes along with this, because there's a 7-inch EP that's supposed to come with the record that has, it's Rock and Roll Dreams Come True, which is a fire song, and The Storm, which is like more of his weird like spoken word stuff. Yeah, I was looking for it, and I felt bad because like, yeah, everything's on the shelf like this. I don't want to be that guy in the record store that like opens up the record to inspect it. These were both like $3 each. I was like, you know what, if it's not in either of them, I'll at least have 2 copies, and they both play perfect, so I don't have to worry about like having a replacement copy. All right, so I just grabbed another stack of wax, and we got Jethro Tull I've. This is a single. Yeah, it's a promo single because it's got like the not for sale on it. But yeah, this is from the London Symphony Orchestra album. This is like after Under Wraps. So this is like that's like really late Jethro Tull. I only picked that up for like a couple bucks. And then yeah, so we go from Jethro Tull to Burn the Priest. So Burn the Priest is Lamb of God's band before Lamb of God. So for the 20th anniversary of the first Burn the Priest album, which is actually pretty good. I don't really mess with Lamb of God like that, but I do like Burn the Priest. I don't know why, that's just me. Burn the Priest's their 20th anniversary of their first album, they went back and did a bunch of cover songs, and they go so hard. The record is actually super cool. I'll take it out. It's got like this green smoke on it. Yeah. Even before I knew all these were cover songs, like the songs were just amazing. You got, I think they do a Bad Brains cover in it. Yeah, Eye Against Eye. They do some Melvins. If you like Lamb of God, there's without a doubt, I'm pretty sure you like this, but even just like normal like metal fans should definitely at least listen to this album. It is really, really, really good. And then going from Lamb of God, we got the first 1975 album. For those of you that don't know, the 1975 is my second favorite band, just right under Jethro Tull, and I've been trying to get all their albums on vinyl, and I've been doing pretty good so far. The only one I'm missing is the second album, and that's because it is so expensive for some reason. Like, I do not feel comfortable paying $40 for a record. But yeah, I actually got my girlfriend this one too for her birthday, and we both got the clear version. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is my favorite 1975 album. I don't know. The 1975. They're one of those bands where it depends on the day what album is my favorite. Yeah, if you haven't heard of the 1975, please, for the love of God, check them out. Next up, we got Shalimar 3 for Love. Yeah, I picked this up because of the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack. I just wanted to know some more Shalimar. You can't go wrong with Shalimar in your life. There's some good songs in here. I remember Full of Fire. Man, this is some good like 80s, like, I don't know if you call it disco. It definitely some good like 80s pop. And next up, I got 2 Sheila E. albums. We got Sheila E. in The Glamorous Life and Sheila E. in Romance 1600. For some reason, I wanted to say 2600, but I'm thinking of the wrong. I'm thinking of the Atari 2600. But yeah, okay. So Sheila E. was Prince's drummer for a couple albums there. I know she definitely was like a reoccurring like member in his like his sort of band, I guess. She was definitely the drummer for like the Sign of the Times era, which is my favorite era of Prince. That's my Sign of the Times is my favorite Prince album, which I'd love to get that on vinyl, but Jesus Christ, that is so expensive. Okay, so also this year, the 1975 put out their latest album, Notes on a Conditional Form, and I actually have a really good story about this because I pre-ordered if anyone knows the 1975 merch store, they know that it is hit and miss all the time. And the one time I decided to order off their store, yeah, I got gypped because I paid for the it was the $100 Super Deluxe set. It came with a record, a CD, a cassette, and it came with a shirt that literally just said, "This is a limited edition 1975 shirt." And I thought that was super funny. So, and I was like, you know, why not? And oh, I should probably mention that this one's like a highlighter yellow. It doesn't come up well on camera, but it's a lot greener than it shows up. Yeah, okay, so basically I got scammed on the 1975 store. I paid for the Super Deluxe, and it took like a month or two for even just this to get here. And when it got here, I only got the record. I didn't get anything else. So I was busy, and every time I tried to contact their store support team, I was met with dead responses. So eventually, it was like a daily thing where I'd email them, and eventually one of them got through to me. But yes, I ended up only paying for this, and then they refunded me the rest. So yeah, if you're buying 1975 stuff, definitely don't buy it from their store. And if you're buying 1975 merch, definitely don't buy them from their shows, because I saw them, what would it be, I guess it would be last year, right? Yeah, I saw them last year, and me and my girlfriend went and we bought she bought some hoodies, and I bought, she got me a shirt. And the print is so bad, it's like really crusty, but basically it's like the whole entire print is just one big block. So when you're wearing it, you try to like move or something, the whole print just kind of goes with you. So yeah, bad experiences with the 1975 merch team. But moving on, we got Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me, and this album is a hidden gem of 80s pop, and even just like in general. Because obviously everyone knows Somebody's Watching Me, Michael Jackson's on it, you know, all that good stuff. But there are some really good songs on here, like Obscene Phone Caller, Runaway. Those are some amazing songs. And for some reason, there's a like techno pop version of Taxman from the Beatles on here. I have no idea why. It really threw me off the first time I was listening to it until I looked at the back and saw it was written by George Harrison. So yeah, Rockwell, Somebody's Watching Me. I know it's on YouTube, it's not on Spotify, but yeah, this is an amazing album. I definitely listen to this more than I'd like to admit. If they put it on Spotify, it would make my life a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, but yeah, that record usually never leaves my turntable that often. And then next up, we got Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick. I already own 2 copies of the actual album. I have the original one with the fold-out newspaper up on my wall up there. I should probably... Yeah, it's there. But yeah, okay, so the weird thing about this one, I only picked this up for a couple of bucks, but I think it's a German pressing of the album, and the back of it just says version 1 and version 2. So I was like, well, do they mean side 1 and side 2 of the original album? Because Thick as a Brick is just one long song stretched out into 2 parts, or cut right in the middle for 2 parts so it fit on one record. I feel like I gotta like burp or something. I apologize. But so yeah, I figured that's what they were talking about. Yeah, this is a German press, but it's just the first half of the record, but for some reason they cut it on the both sides. I don't know if this is supposed to come with another record. I looked on Discogs and it didn't seem like it did. So this is just part 1 of Thick as a Brick. The second part's not even in here. It's not even like a radio edit. It's just the first half of the album, and then the rest spread out, and then the rest of it's just missing, which I thought that was just really, really weird. I've never seen anyone else do that, because usually when they repress like Thick as a Brick, they either cut up each section so it's easier to skip through, or they just have like the really shortened like radio version. And then the last record I have for this stack I just picked up is Igor. Okay, so Igor by Tyler the Creator is definitely one of my favorite album to come out in the most recent years. But yeah, this pressing is is garbage. I got this at a thrift store, at a record store, but you could tell it was like the Walmart pressing that they have. You know how like Walmart carries records? It was like that kind of pressing, because this would sound amazing on like a really good stereo system. You know, there's something wrong with a record pressing when Spotify sounds better than the record. That's the best analogy I can make for how that record sounds. I got 2 Klaatu albums. We got Sir Army Sweet, and this one's Hope, right? Yeah, Hope. I'd look at the spine because it wasn't really on the front. Yeah, this is the band that everyone got confused as the Beatles. I found this YouTube channel where this guy is basically trying to prove that this band is a conspiracy and that the members of this band are actually just the Beatles. I don't know. Basically, Klaatu albums, there's some really good albums. Yeah, I remember on Sir Army Sweet, A Routine Day is a really good song. I mean, they definitely do have some elements of the Beatles on there, but that's not like their whole sound. And they did have a really good run. They lasted like a couple albums after this. I think their last album came out in 87, and these are like early 70s. Next up, we got 2. There's kind of a theme going here where I got like 2 of like each band on here. It's just kind of how it ended up. But yeah, I got 2 Pointer Sisters albums. We got Breakout and So Excited. Yeah, just some good 80s pop. I really don't have anything else interesting to say about it, really. Next up, we got Meatloaf, Midnight at the Lost and Found. This definitely isn't like my favorite Meatloaf album. Midnight at the Lost and Found is a really good song. Meatloaf's only good when Jim Steinman writes it. It's really not that good, but still glad to have it. And next up, I got 2 Blue Oyster Cult albums. I got Tyranny and Mutation, and I got Club Ninja. These 2 I always saw at the record store I usually check up on, and I just never picked them up for whatever reason. It was kind of a thing where I would go and just to check to see if they were still there. Because like, who's buying Blue Oyster Cult's Club Ninja in 2020? Yeah, okay, so basically my history of Blue Oyster Cult is like, they were like my favorite band before I discovered like Jethro Tull. Club Ninja, there's some okay songs in here. It's one of those things where I'd have to like skip through. I think I remember White Flags. The artwork is really good. On the back, there's like this, that's some 80s artwork right there. Blue Oyster Cult's 80s stuff. It all kind of blends together, which really isn't good to say for an artist when all their stuff kind of meshes into like one song or like one sound. But Tyranny Mutation, this album's really good. 7 Screaming Disbusters. I remember I tried playing that on Clone Hero and got blisters on all my fingers. Hot Rails to Hell. This is all stuff that they would later play live. I really do like the album artwork. That's just really cool. Next up, I got 2 Asia albums. I got Astra and Alpha. Asia's okay. The one, I think it's the drummer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, went on to this band. I still think their first album is the one I'm the most familiar with. I mainly got these just for the artwork because I really like Roger Dean's album artwork. If I could frame Asia's albums just for the artwork, I would. So I mean, Asia's alright. It's just they don't really have anything that's really too standoutish for me. And then to finish it off, I got Lime 2, the second album from Lime. I don't know if it's like 80s disco is a good term to call it, but like 80s club music. That's what this is. The last one I got for the stack is Bobby Caldwell. I keep wanting to say Cladwell, like Urinetown the musical. Cladwell, isn't it Cladwell B. Cladwell or something like that? It's something stupid, the character's name. But yeah, it's What Won't You Do for Love. It's a shape disc. This is the only shape disc I think I own. But yeah, I would really like to get the album this is from. I don't remember what the album's called, but yeah, What Won't You Do for Love. It's like really small. They're on the back. But yeah, if I could get Bobby Caldwell's albums, I so would. So that's the front. That's the back. It is a really cool record. The only problem with shape disc is like right here, you just get so much dust on the dead wax. My girlfriend actually got this for me. She didn't know anything about the song or anything. She just I just pointed it out and she just bought it for me, which I appreciate. The Nightfly, Donald Fagen. That'd be a good good comparison to his kind of sounding music if you never heard of him. Alright, so next up we got 2 Steve Winwood albums. I really love Steve Winwood, especially this album, Back in the High Life. This album is just non-stop, banger after banger. We got Higher Love, Freedom Over Spill, Back in the High Life again. What else we got in here? The Finer Things, Wake Me When It's Judgment Day, that was literally the whole album except for like 3 songs. So yeah, this is definitely some good 80s pop music. And then I got Arc of the Diver. I think this was before this album. There's not really that many standout tracks to me. This is a really good album too. It's just not as up to standard as Back in the High Life Again. But yeah, listen to this album if you haven't yet. It's on Spotify and everything. Alright, so next up we got Steely Dan, The Royal Scam. I've been going on a bit of a Steely Dan sort of binge lately. I've been trying to find any of their albums, like any chance I get. I just don't want to pay like $25 for one record, just new. If I could find it used in good condition, then that would be preferred. And this one was in really good condition. It still had the shrink wrap around it, but I take that off. Like, there's no point. It's just gonna make the cover bend in over time. But yeah, this is an amazing album. For anyone who doesn't really know Steely Dan that much, Kanye West sampled Kid Charlemagne on that one song on Graduation. I think it was Champion. Yeah, he sampled the hook from Kid Charlemagne on it. Yeah, this is a really good album. The artwork's beautiful too. Next up we got Mr. Welcome to the Real World. I really only got this for Curie, but yeah, this is some 80s pop. This is just a good time right here. Next up, I got three records that were actually gifts for my girlfriend for our anniversary. She got me 2 Vince Guaraldi albums. We got Oh Good Grief, and this one, I'll actually highlight it. It's actually Translucent Red. But yeah, this is just some assorted Charlie Brown music. I used to be a big Charlie Brown fan when I was younger. I had like a shelf dedicated to just Charlie Brown figurines. I don't know what happened to most of them. They're probably in a box somewhere. Yeah, the next she got me It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, the soundtrack. This one's pretty cool because it has an actual sleeve. And the back of it is really cool because it's laser etched. I think it's the title card. It's been a while since I watched the special. There we go. Yeah, it just says It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and a pumpkin with some leaves. The only thing is you gotta be careful when you're like grabbing it like this because you don't want to touch like the dead wax and get your grimy, greasy fingers all over it. Destiny's Child's Writings on the Wall. The actual record, and this one's actually really cool. It came in a 2-record set. I think this was just the Urban one, and Urban's fine for records, but I just don't like the way how like their records are treated. Every time I go there, all their records are like falling forward, and you know, the people that go through them are just kind of like shoving them in there, like they're packed really tight. But yeah, this one has like a foggy sort of like smoke splatter. Ooh, almost dropped it. But yeah, it sounds amazing. It looks amazing. Like, it's just, this is my favorite way to listen to the album. All right, and the next up we got 2 albums. Well, not really 2 albums, but 2 records from The Family. They only ever put out the 1 album, and I was really stoked to have finally found this because they took it off Spotify. There's not really any feasible way to listen to it other than YouTube, and this was one of Prince's projects. And it's more notable because it has that song Nothing Compares to You on it. Prince's estate started re-releasing his music. They released Nothing Compares to You as like a single. Yeah, it was Prince originally wrote the song and basically just gave it to the family to use. Yeah, this is a really good album. There's some other good songs in here too, like River Run Dry. I found it just out of the blue when I wasn't looking for it at all. And I also picked up The Screams of Passion. This is just an extended radio edit. It's got the Paisley Park label on it. Next up we got 2 Cyndi Lauper albums. We got She's So Unusual and we got True Colors. I love both of these albums so much. This is just fantastic, just like 80s pop. Yeah, She's So Unusual is just fantastic front to back. There's barely any sleeper songs. True Colors is definitely more experimental. This is the album right after that one. It's got that cover of What's Going On it. And then she covers Blue Angel on here, which is her original band. Maybe He'll Know. But yeah, Change of Heart, True Colors, Calm Inside the Storm are all fantastic songs. 911 too, that's a really good song. Speaking of Donald Fagen, we got Donald Fagen The Nightfly. This is a really amazing record, a really amazing album I should say. Yeah, Yeah, this is one of this is his solo album, apart from Steely Dan, and yeah, it's just amazing. Sort of like city pop kind of. It draws from like, you could tell there's definitely some city, like Japanese 80s city pop like inspiration on it, especially for like a long sort of like night car drive. This album's like perfect for that. Next up, we got The Supremes A Go-Go. This album just has like a soft spot in my heart for some reason. I used to listen to this all the time, and while most of it is covers, they're really damn good covers at that. You know, obviously you got Diana Ross in here. And then finishing off this deck, we got Pat Benatar, Get Nervous. I've been trying to collect all the Pat Benatar albums. I just haven't really come across any of the ones that I am missing for a decent price. I'm not going to pay over like $10 for like a Pat Benatar album. Like, come on. All right, so I'm finally at the record stay stack of records I got. And when I say I nearly bought out the whole damn store, I meant I nearly bought out the whole damn store. Like, there's like 8 records here, I would say, just about. So yeah, I only went to the first record store day. I saw some stuff on the other 2 days, but because of like finances and stuff, I wasn't able to go and get anything. So I really banked out on the first record store day they did. So I felt bad because I never was able to go to a record store day before, just because like when you're in high school, you don't have a car to go sit out or camp out in front of like a local record store. Yeah, okay, so this is what I got. My girlfriend bought this one for me, The Cure 17 Seconds. The reason why this is missing is because it's a picture disc. It's the album art, it's right here on the back. But yeah, I'm not that kind of person that gets all grumpy over picture discs. I think they're cool. They're not something I seek out, but if I see one and it looks pretty cool, I'll buy it. But yeah, I'm really glad to have this because I don't have any of The Cure on vinyl or anything, and I just really wanted to get into them more. And this is a really good album. I gotta listen to it a lot more for like the songs to stick out to me. Next up, we got more Jethro Tull. We got Stormwatch 2. You know that if there's a Jethro Tull album on record store day, I'm gonna pick it up. So yeah, I find it cute that they called it Stormwatch 2 because it's not really the sequel to Stormwatch. It's just a bunch of like miscellaneous like B-sides or like early versions of songs from the Steven Wilson remasters that have been coming out. Next up, I got My Dear Melancholy, The Weeknd. I'll admit, I didn't buy this because I was a fan of the album. I bought this because I really wanted to listen to the album. I knew this was limited to like 3,000 copies. So I knew I would have regretted it later on if I didn't get it now. My girlfriend already had dibs on it, so she went before me with her record store day order, and I went last because I wanted to make sure she got it first because, you know, I would have felt bad if the non-Weeknd fan got the Weeknd album. But yeah, this one's really cool because it's only the 5-song EP. On the back, they put Abel's face from the album cover laser etched in. And I think that's really, really fucking dope. Ever since then, I've been able to listen to it a lot more, and I love this EP a lot. And the main reason I was so hyped for record store day is because I got Cherry Bomb, Tyler the Creator, and I got Sure Bum, the instrumentals. I love Cherry Bomb. I think I can definitely understand why people love it, and I can see why people hate it. It's definitely, for me, it's definitely like a love-hate relationship with it. You gotta be in the mood to listen to it. Yeah, and then the record's pink. This is Sure Bum. But yeah, it's definitely like he definitely had to make Cherry Bomb in order to make like Flower Boy and Igor and stuff like that. Like, you could definitely see what he was trying to do on the album, and I appreciate that a whole lot more. Yeah, you could tell that there was definitely some work that needed to be done to the formula before like something like Flower Boy could even come out. And then the Cherry Bomb one, if I can get it out because it's a double gatefold, is red. But yeah, I was really excited to have this on vinyl. An underrated album in my opinion. Standout songs in this would be like Def Camp, Buffalo, Pilot. Run's just funny because you know that's just him messing around on his like Death Grips type beat. Find Your Wings is a really good one. Fucking Young's another really good song. So next up we got Billie Eilish live at Third Man Records. I really got to get her other albums on vinyl, but yeah, this one's blue, and it's like a live acoustic set. I really like live albums like this because you can actually hear like the audience like sing along and like chant and stuff. A lot of live albums, especially from like the 80s and like 70s and stuff, they just have the band performing. You can't really hear the crowd unless it's in between songs, and that's if they even decide to include it. I like it when you can hear the audience just all the time throughout the song, because it's a live album, you know? So next up, I got Green Jelly, Triple Live Mother Goose at Budokan, and this is the first Green Jelly album. Or I like how they censored this out, because because their original name was Green Jello, but they got sued by the actual craft Jello company, so they call themselves Green Jelly. But yeah, this one was limited to 1,500, and it's glow in the dark. I haven't been able to get the glow in the dark to work, or at least the one time I tried it in broad daylight, I couldn't get it to work. But yeah, I was super stoked to have this on not even just on vinyl, just to have it in general, because their music is really hard to come by unless you like avidly seek it out on like eBay or something. How do I describe Green Jelly to someone who doesn't know? Their main thing is that they made a lot of like video albums. Like they made a music video for each song, and they use like puppets and stuff, and it's not necessarily the best music. It's just a good time all around. Like for example, one of their songs is Anarchy and Bedrock, and they do it to the voice of like Flintstone characters. And the main song they're known for is Serial Killer, and it's like Toucan Sam's killing all the cereal mascots. It's stupid, but for some reason I can't get enough of it. That's the best way I can describe Green Jelly. Yeah, I got the Dio picture disc. I say that like it's a bad thing, because it's Annika. It's like it's from one of his like later like 2000s concept albums. And the second side, the first side is Annika and the Lord of the Last Day, but the second side is like him doing the spoken word narration of the story of the concept album. I think Magica, right? Yeah, Magica. It's an 18-minute spoken word. Like, come on, Dio. I like Dio, but I don't like him that much. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. A picture disc. I am glad to have it. My girlfriend did buy this for me just because she knew I liked Dio. But yeah, when I found out about the 18-minute spoken word, I turned it on for like 2 minutes, and then after that I was like, okay, I got my Dio fixed for a while. The other ones I have is just some bonus stuff. I probably should have included this in with everything else, so we could have gone off with the record store day bang. But I got Pac-Man Fever, Buckner and Garcia. I think this is really cute because on the back they got like not cheat codes for Pac-Man, but they got like paths you can take to like the most optimal paths if you want to speed run Pac-Man. But yeah, this is just some goofy like what's the word I'm looking for? Jingles. Yeah, they're just goofy jingles about video games. Like you got Froggy's Lament, Ode to a Centipede, do the Donkey Kong going berserk. Like this is just a product of the 70s, and I love it. And then I got Donna Summer's Bad Girls. This is just, I was surprised to find out this was a double album because I didn't know that going in. But yeah, there's some good songs in here like Hot Stuff, Bad Girls. I probably should listen to this more because I really don't know any of those songs on here besides the first two. And then last but not least, I didn't save this for last for any particular reason, but I finally found the North Sea Oil Jethro Tull Record Store Day 10-inch. Yeah, because for Record Store Day, they were releasing these for a while. This is the 2017 one, and this is the 2018 one. I think I got the years right. But yeah, they just, they're to coincide with the special editions, the Steven Wilson remix editions that they've been putting out. So like this one coincided with Heavy Horses, this one coincided with Stormwatch, but then they put out Stormwatch 2, so I don't know what they're doing anymore. I'm waiting for them to put out the special edition for A. That'd be interesting, because I don't think that album's ever really gotten like a really good reissue. But yeah, that was all the vinyl record pickups I got for 2020. I really don't have a joke or anything to close this off with, but I just want to say I appreciate you watching this far. This video definitely was way longer than I expected. I didn't expect to ramble on for that long. Like, I know I bought a lot of stuff and there's gonna be stuff to talk about, but I didn't think it'd be this long. I don't even know how long it is until I edited it, but I already know it's been way too long because my voice is just giving out and I already feel sick from talking too much about stupid wax that I've collected. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you guys got anything cool this year, and I don't know, I might upload again, I might not.